You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4. Thanks for joining us on this Monday.
Hope you had a good weekend. First at 4, in developing news, Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin says it will resume abortion care after halting the procedures at its facilities at the beginning of this month. Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin blamed that halt on the president's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which gutted funding for the program. A statement from the organization's CEO reads in part, quote, "At a time when politicians are working to take away health care from women and families, we are fighting back with everything we have. We've been here before. We've stood up to relentless attacks on reproductive health for decades, and we are not backing down now. Our patients deserve nothing less."
Controversial allegations of sexual assault by staff members at a Madison middle school are now out there in the midst of misinformation.
Madison police officers and leaders with the Madison School District say social media posts about the allegations have gone viral, and they contain information they found to be inaccurate. Armand Rahman tells us it makes an already very serious and sensitive situation and investigation even that much harder. Armand?
That's right, Susan and Brady. While police and the school district say they are investigating allegations of sexual and physical assault by staff at Whitehorse Middle School seriously and legitimately, police say based on initial interviews and security camera video, some details shared widely on social media are inaccurate and potentially harmful. A spokesperson for MPD was only able to confirm to News 3 Now today that the address used in one of those posts belonged to people who police say have nothing to do with the case.
At this point, we're comfortable saying that they're not involved. It just seems like an address that was posted. And yeah, for them, they're not involved. And now they have people that are showing up on their doorstep accusing them of something they didn't do. It can be very, very alarming just for them, especially if they're sitting at home trying to enjoy a weekend with their families. And now you have people that are angry about it.
But Officer Vogel there says they have had to divert resources and attention to investigating threats made on social media towards those residents and other information that appears to be inaccurate. Vogel says they are working with the district, which is conducting its own separate investigation. And in a letter to families, the principal of Whitehorse Middle School says, quote, "We are unable to share any further details at this time. We also respectfully request that our community refrains from reposting or resharing, as it could impact the integrity of the investigation. It's crucial that we work to gather all the facts." News 3 Now has confirmed that the post made to Facebook about the allegations was not made by the alleged student's parent.
Armand, thank you. In Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin's Department of Justice is investigating after an officer-involved death. Last night at about 5 on Washington Street, Fort Atkinson police were sent to a home on the report of shots fired. When police got there, they surrounded the home. During the encounter, an officer had shot someone in the home who later died at the hospital. The Department of Justice says a rifle was recovered from the scene and no officers were hurt. The involved officer is now on administrative leave, as is standard in officer-involved death investigations. Jalen Banks will have more on this case in just 30 minutes. To stay on top of this story and all other breaking news, you can download our news app. It's free and easy to use, and you can find it anywhere where you get your apps. Just type in Channel 3000.
Now let's take a live look at Kingston Harbor in Jamaica. What exactly are we looking at here? I guess it's raining so hard it's hard to see anything, but Hurricane Melissa is now a Category 5 storm and will make landfall with winds of 175 miles per hour and gusts even stronger. Up to 40 inches of rain and a 13-foot storm surge is likely over the next few days. The U.S. State Department says it has supplies for emergency relief in 6 warehouses to give to Jamaicans who will be affected by this storm.
And let's get a look at the weather in our area. Here's your first warn forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Jacob?
Yeah, looking at that storm down south in Jamaica, I mean, this is about as classic of a hurricane look as you're going to get, which unfortunately means it is very powerful. How about gusts up to 215 miles per hour, wind speeds in the eye wall around 175 miles per hour, and this unfortunately is going to slam into Jamaica. This will be the most devastating storm Jamaica has seen in any of our lifetimes. So this is a very, very powerful one. It is expected to stay a Category 5 65 as it crosses through Jamaica, maintaining those wind speeds up near 165 miles per hour. Then impact Cuba, decreasing into Category 3, still a major hurricane at that point, and then it will push off into the sea a little bit later into the week on Wednesday. But again, a very, very strong storm down south. But obviously here, it is a lot quieter. Looking at the current radar, we are seeing pretty much nothing, and we're not expecting much rain going forward. Temperature-wise, we are seeing temperatures in the middle to upper 50s, some areas near 60. A little bit cooler compared to yesterday, but still pretty comfortable, all things considered. It's going to remain clear throughout the evening, but we are going to see more clouds overnight into tomorrow, which will bring our area a small chance of rain. So I'll talk more about that and give you your Halloween forecast coming up a bit later.
That's right. It's Halloween week, Jacob. Thank you. Well, it is a lot quieter, a lot drier here. The DNR is asking people to check fire danger updates before you do any outdoor burning. Over 50 wildfires have been reported this month, burning roughly 20 acres across our state. Though they're very small, the DNR says they were almost all caused by people who were mishandling fire materials, and they were all preventable. After missing some September and October rains, areas of the state are drier than usual, so be sure to check the fire danger level in your community on the DNR's website and make sure that every outdoor fire is watched and fully doused when you're done.
Each year in Cottage Grove, Amy Atwood and her husband design a different Halloween display at their home. And this year, their front yard features a handmade medieval castle complete with skeleton horses, castle walls, and backlit windows. They're really into this, aren't they? Well, this was built mostly from recycled styrofoam. The process starts with a theme, months and months before the first leaf even falls.
So every year we try to change the theme. 2 years ago, we had a gold mine and a gold rush. So our doorway became a mine entrance with boulders and like a mine, gold mine. And then last year, we don't like to repeat our themes. So last year we turned it into a Starbucks pumpkin spice mine. So the mine then, instead of mining gold, they were mining pumpkins. This is actually landscape.
Love that creativity. So the Atwoods start building around Labor Day using materials like landscape fabric and repurposed poles from previous displays, putting us mere mortals to shame.
That is really impressive. And this year, there won't be any snow on it.
No, so that's good. Keep up the good work over there. Well, next on Live at 4, Josh is in the 608 with the annual terrace chairs being put away for the season.
Oh, it's that time of the year again. Plus, we get an exclusive look inside the warehouse where the chairs will spend the winter. How these simple chairs have such a big impact in our community.
And a sunny start to the work week. We'll find out if everyone's Halloween costumes are going to be under a winter jacket this Friday. That's ahead in the First Warn forecast.
And the Packers extend their win record, this time adding the Steelers to their list. Good game yesterday. Our senior Packers writer Jason Wilde tells us how the matchup against former Packer Aaron Rodgers went this weekend.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, in the 608, it's a sign of the season. The terrace chairs are leaving the Memorial Union. You actually saw that this weekend, didn't you?
Did a moment of silence.
Did it give you a heart pang a little bit?
You can kind of feel it's the end of the season and we know what's coming up now.
Exactly. But the fun doesn't stop for the months ahead.
Josh Sprider was on the terrace before the chairs were put away this morning to learn what's happening moving forward.
Well, terrace season has come and gone, and those terrace chairs are starting to leave the terrace today. And this is quite the process. But moving forward, there's still a lot to look forward to here at the Union. Joining us today is Shauna and Isabel, a couple of our friends here in the 608. Shauna, I want to start with you. It's a sad day here in the 608.
We definitely don't love the day the chairs leave, but we love that our events continue. We have more than 1,000 events for folks to enjoy throughout the year. So check out our event calendar at union.wiz.edu. You'll see hundreds of events for you to enjoy still.
And terrace season is so special. I mean, this is a tradition that everyone knows about here at UW-Madison.
I mean, the terrace has been here for almost 100 years, and in 2028, it will be 100 years. And we're looking forward to celebrating our centennial around then. So it's pretty special to have been here and been part of this community for that long.
And, you know, those events keep continuing here. Isabel, you guys are working year-round to make sure that that fun continues.
Oh, 100%. The Wisconsin Union Directorate, which is the 100% student-led programming board of the union, works year-round to make sure we have over 1,000 free events for the Madison community and for the student body.
And that's really what it's about, is making those connections?
Oh, for sure. We believe that the most important thing is to provide a space for people to find community here on campus and for them to explore their interests outside of the classroom, whether that be going to a really cool lecture or by visiting a cooking demo.
That's so much fun. What do you have coming up here that people might be excited about?
Yeah, so on October 31st for Halloween, we have the Rocky Horror Picture Show with a live shadow cast happening at about 9 p.m. is when it starts with the costume contest. Our Distinguished Lecture Series also has a very exciting speaker coming. I can't disclose who it is, but keep an eye out on their website at union.wisc.edu for more information in the coming days.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And that's what it's all about, is it doesn't matter the season here at Madison, you guys are always going to have fun.
Oh, for sure. I promise that our union spaces constantly have fun, whether it be in the Rathskeller, the set, Shannon Hall, just a random room. There's always something that you can find here.
And I think that's what makes it so exciting here at UW, is because you guys have the space, whether that's inside or outside.
Exactly. I mean, between our event spaces, our world-class dining, and our activities and events, there's always something fun to do, even if it's just come here and just enjoy the cozy spaces. There really is nothing like a beautiful winter day when it's snowing outside in the Rathskeller here looking out at the lake. It's truly beautiful.
We got to make sure that we take advantage of all of those seasons, right?
Exactly. We're Wisconsinites. We love every season. We embrace every season. So come on down to Memorial Union, Union South, the Fluno Center, and make the most of Madison.
That's what we got to do. Shauna, Isabel, thank you for your time today. If you'd like to learn more about what's happening at the Union moving forward after these terrace chairs are gone, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. On the Terrace, I'm Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Josh. Well, do you ever wonder where those chairs go during the off season? All 2,000 terrace chairs and 431 tables, they go to a confidential warehouse for storage and restoration. The week-long task is not easy by any means, but it's planned long ahead of time for the smoothest transition into our Wisconsin winter.
What we do is put a really solid base of chairs, double stacked, and then we put cardboard between them. They go like 3 high, so not real high. You can still reach them from below. And then that gives us a really good base, and we put really light tables on top with the forklift. So we have to squeeze in a lot of pieces in kind of a narrow section of our warehouse.
Along with packing and storing, the crew also searches for chairs that are worse for the wear, that need a little bit of refurbishing. And you'll see those trademark chairs again, likely in April when the weather starts warming up.
Something to look forward to, everyone.
Yes.
Well, we do have a nice start to the week with the sun out and warmer temperatures. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano has our first warn forecast. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Brady. In general, we're going to continue to see this kind of cool, seasonable weather. Not going to be terribly chilly out there, but certainly not going to see anything warm over the next coming days. We will see a few showers Tuesday into Tuesday night, but for the most part, not really going to see any big rainfalls over the next 10 days. So relatively seasonable with some pretty normal lack of rainfall, I should say, excuse me. Now, as we take a look at the rainfall forecast, not going to see anything today or tonight. We will see clouds increase during the overnight hours, which will lead to lows only dropping to around 40, so not quite as cool as some of the other mornings we've seen lately. And as we get to the afternoon, we'll start to see some showers move close to southwest Wisconsin, possibly bringing in some rain to the southwestern viewing area, but it's mostly going to stay completely to the southwest of Wisconsin entirely. Now, Madison and areas to the north and east, very likely to be dry during this time, but we still may see some of those light showers in the far southwestern portion of the state into Tuesday night. But that's going to be about the only chance of rain with this system for us, as it's mostly going to stay south and to the southwest of us entirely. And then we're looking pretty dry for the rest of the week. Now, we are going to see some breezy weather the next couple of days. We'll have gusts up around 25 miles per hour. Nothing too extreme, but definitely noticeable. This will be the case for tomorrow and Wednesday, maybe even a little bit windier Wednesday, especially for areas to the south where gusts could be up to 30 miles per hour. Now, fast forwarding ahead, let's take a look at the Halloween forecast. We are expecting mostly dry weather, but a few light showers cannot be ruled out. However, anything that does fall will be very, very light for Halloween, and a lot of the area will probably not see anything at all. So it is looking pretty good, all things considered, when you look back to some other Halloweens where we've had some snow and very cold temperatures. Although it will be chilly, not going to be too cold, as the better chance of rain will be later in the night and into Saturday morning. So looking at the Halloween forecast, specifically the trick-or-treating forecast, we'll see some increasing clouds with temperatures right around 50 to start, but then they'll cool into the 40s. I do expect to see most of the area stay dry through all of trick-or-treating, which is good news, but definitely cool, and can't completely rule out that isolated showers. So for the most part, temperatures over the next 7 to 10 days are going to be very close to normal. The average high is in the middle to lower 50s this time of the year, and that's pretty much where we're going to be over the next 10 days. And we're not expecting much rainfall, just several small chances of rainfall, especially as we get closer to Halloween and the weekend.
And don't forget, we fall back this weekend too. We'll hear more. I know, we'll hear more about that in just a little bit. Well, a much-anticipated romantic drama debuted in theaters over the weekend.
Regretting You is based on a book by Colleen Hoover, and it stars Allison Williams of Girls fame and Dave Franco.
Good cast. Is it worth seeing? Well, here's film critic Will Loper's review.
Hey, Brady and Susan. Once again, an anime film wins the box office, with Chainsaw Man making $17 million this past weekend.
Everybody's after my chainsaw heart!
Also new in theaters and ending in third with $12.8 million is the romantic drama Regretting You. But is it worth seeing?
Life can have a funny way of surprising you. My mom got pregnant with me when she was 18. She and my dad were high school sweethearts. My Aunt Jenny also ended up with her high school boyfriend, Jonah.
Regretting You is based on a novel by Colleen Hoover, writer of It Ends With Us, that was turned into a movie last year. In this film, Dave Franco and Allison Williams play friends Jonah and Morgan, who each ended up with someone else.
I thought we would be one big happy family forever. But the universe had other plans.
When their spouses die in a car accident, they discover they were in the car together and may have been having an affair.
Don't you want to know why they were together? Why they having an affair?
Don't say it.
I mean, what else could it be?
No.
If those events weren't wild enough, soon Morgan and Jonah start having eyes for each other.
Tell her the truth.
It would absolutely destroy her.
The plot that unfolds may work better in a book, but in the accelerated pace of this movie, the whiplash of tones is unsettling, with characters moving from deep grief to romance far too quickly.
My mom's trying to make it like my dad never even existed.
And the circumstances surrounding the characters' newfound romance is uncomfortable enough to make the emotional payoff completely fall flat. Regretting You will only bring regret for having seen this movie. Skip it.
What aren't you telling me?
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Tell us how you really feel, Will.
Yeah, thumbs down for Will.
I don't know. It might be a good streamer when it's streaming.
Or read the book.
Yeah. Coming up on Live at 4 for the first time, the Packers faced Aaron Rodgers. We'll hear from senior Packers writer on how that game went.
In a turn of events, Wisconsin's Planned Parenthood has resumed abortion services. We'll tell you the reason for the change and what advocates are saying when we come back. Well, the work week gets off to a very good start on Wall Street today. Green across the board once again. The Nasdaq jumps nearly 2% following the announcement that a trade deal is likely with China. The Dow closed up 337 points, the Nasdaq gained 432, and the S&P 500 climbed 83.
Speaking of green and gold, the Packers have beaten the Steelers during their away game in Pittsburgh.
Beyond beating the team, the Packers also beat former quarterback Aaron Rodgers. We hear from him on how he looked at the game, and our senior Packers writer Jason Wilde has more from Lambeau.
Heading into Sunday night's game between the Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers admitted that the game would be more special and probably more emotional if the game was here at Lambeau Field, where he spent 18 seasons. Instead, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback was at Acrisure Stadium. The good news for him, although the outcome wasn't, was that Packers fans in attendance gave him a little taste of what it used to be like here.
I've heard that chant for 18 years, so Packer fans travel really well. First time in a while I've used silent count for a home game. that's a credit to those Packer fans.
Now, when he was with the Packers, Rodgers used to take particular delight in going into those road games and the home quarterback having to use a silent snap count because Packers fans were so loud in that opposing stadium. Well, on Sunday night, he got a taste of his own medicine. We'll have full coverage of everything Packers as they transition from their win over the Steelers into next Sunday's game against the Carolina Panthers back here at Lambeau Field on our website, channel3000.com, where our Packers coverage is always free. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our newsletter, which delivers that Packers coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. In other sports news, the Milwaukee Bucks are back, and for select games this season, you can watch the team for free on over-the-air television. Morgan Murphy Media and WISC TV are once again teaming up with Weigel Broadcasting Company to bring the Bucks games to Madison fans. The games will be simulcast on FanDuel Wisconsin and will feature Bucks play-by-play announcer Lisa Byington and lead analyst Marcus Johnson. The first game is on November 15th and will air right here on WISC TV. All other games will air on TV Wisconsin. You can see the full schedule at this article on channel3000.com.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Coming up on Live at 4, we're learning more about why Wisconsin's Planned Parenthood is resuming abortion services.
And the Department of Justice is looking into an officer-involved shooting in Fort Atkinson. We'll show you what we know so far.
News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Welcome back to Live at 4, everybody. On this Monday, the Department of Justice is investigating after a Fort Atkinson police officer shot and killed a person last night while responding to a call. News 3 Now's Jalen Banks is talking with a neighbor who heard the shooting.
Just behind me is the scene of where one Fort Atkinson police officer fatally shot a person Sunday evening. I had a chance to catch up with one neighbor who says they heard it all go down. The incident happened around 5 p.m. on Washington Street. Officers responded to a home after reports of a disturbance with shots fired. The DOJ says officers surrounded the home and one fired their weapon. First responders flew that person to a hospital in Madison where they eventually died. A rifle not belonging to the officers was found at the scene. I had the chance to speak with one neighbor who saw the police presence and heard the gunfire from their back porch.
Came out here, heard a lot of commotion around here. You know, they had the road blocked off over here at first. But I heard a faint bang, and then I heard pop, 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 pop. Mm-hmm. You know, and it was surreal.
The officer involved was wearing a body camera and has been placed on administrative leave. The Division of Criminal Investigation is now leading the investigation into Sunday night's incident. We'll continue to keep you updated both on air and online as we gather more information ourselves. For now, reporting in Fort Atkinson, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. And News 3 Now has put in a formal request for the body cam footage.
Let's take a look outside today. Busy harvest season keeps on going.
There's the combine. The harvest is almost done. There's still some in the fields, but they've gotten ahead of it this year with nice weather.
Yeah, thank you, farmers, for everything that you do. Well, the weather words today are staying October-like. Jacob Montesano has the first warn forecast on a warm and dry start to the week, Jacob.
Yeah, over the next several days, we are going to continue to see these temperatures not too far above, but also not too far below normal. And this is going to continue at this point for the foreseeable future. Now, today they are a little bit above that normal, upper 50s for a lot of the area, and we're seeing plenty of sunshine, which is making it feel a little bit warmer. How about a temperature of 60 for areas in southwest Wisconsin? A little bit windy today also, not too much of a hazard, but we're seeing wind speeds up around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Certainly noticeable if you step outside, but as I mentioned, we've been seeing plenty of sunshine, and looking at the current radar, we are seeing nothing. Now, we'll see some clouds develop overnight, but we'll continue to be dry, and this evening will feature clear skies with some chilly temperatures. And at this point in the year, pretty much every overnight hours, every evening time and morning time will feature chilly temperatures. Even some of the afternoons will be rather cool, but we're not going to see anything too dramatically below normal going forward, at least for the near future. Overnight, though, with that increase in cloud cover, we will see temperatures only dropping to around 40, so not quite as cold as some of the last couple of mornings, or especially mornings we saw at points last week. And as we take a look at the forecast for tomorrow, we will see more cloud cover compared to today, but temperatures not too much cooler, only by about a degree or two, with highs in the middle 50s. Now, these cloudy skies will bring in a small chance of rain. I'll talk about that and show you your Halloween forecast coming up a bit later.
Thank you, Jacob. In developing news today, Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin says it will resume abortion care after halting the procedures at its facilities at the beginning of this month. Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin blamed that halt on the president's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which gutted funding for the program. A statement from the organization's CEO reads in part, "At a time when politicians are working to take away health care from women and families, we are fighting back with everything we have." The statement goes on to say, "We've been here before. We've stood up to relentless attacks on reproductive health for decades, and we are not backing down now. Our patients deserve nothing less."
Firefighters in Stoughton knocked down 2 residential fires last night, just 4 minutes apart and slightly over a mile away from each other. At around 8:06, the first call came in on Truman Road, just down the street from Covenant Lutheran Church. At 8:10, the second call came in on Main Street on the east side of the Yahara River Bridge. The second one led to a road closure in both directions, but in both fires, no one was hurt.
It was an emotional and historic day in Richland County as the Wisconsin Supreme Court and community members honored retiring Justice Ann Walsh Bradley. A Richland Center native, Justice Bradley's journey from local beginnings to Chief Justice of Wisconsin's highest court inspired those gathered in the very courthouse where her career began.
And I want to welcome and congratulate Emeritus Justice Ann Walsh Bradley, who rose up out of our small town to become the Chief Justice of the highest court in the state. Mine will no longer be the prettiest picture on the wall.
Today's event at the Richland County Courthouse marked the Supreme Court's visit as part of the Justice on Wheels program, honoring Justice Bradley's contributions to Wisconsin's legal system. Next on Live at 4, suspects in a French movie-style burglary have been arrested. What police say about the $100 million heist.
And mandatory evacuations are taking place in Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane barrels toward the island nation.
And then Jacob is back with the first warn forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Hurricane Melissa is slowly barreling toward Jamaica as a powerful Category 5 storm.
It's expected to make landfall overnight. Jason Allen is in the capital of Kingston, Jamaica, with the latest.
Jamaicans are boarding up homes and businesses and collecting last-minute supplies and food.
Particularly, I was hoping to get some bread, but the shelves are empty.
Hurricane Melissa grew into a monster storm as it churned in the Caribbean over the weekend, headed toward Jamaica. The National Hurricane Center warns it will likely cause life-threatening flash flooding and landslides.
There is a lot of rainfall that is projected. We all have to be very, very careful and be prepared for the worst.
Melissa is expected to be the strongest storm in history to hit this island. Even these early winds, we've already seen some of the metal roofing on homes and structures start to lift and flap in the wind, and some of these areas may see as much as 3 feet of rain.
I think this one is different. I think we're definitely gonna have this one gonna impact us hard.
Hundreds of shelters are open, though most of the people we spoke with ahead of the storm said they preferred to stay at home and protect their belongings.
No, we're not going to go anywhere. Just sitting down and watch everything, make sure everything is working good.
The storm has already been deadly, moving over Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Police there are using drones to deliver supplies to people cut off by flooding. Back in Jamaica, officials warned residents there is nowhere that will escape the wrath of this hurricane. Jason Allen, CBS News, Kingston, Jamaica.
The forecast has the hurricane moving east, crossing southeastern Cuba and the Bahamas through Wednesday and missing Florida as it heads out into the Atlantic.
Well, now to Paris, where police have made the first arrests following that jewel heist at the Louvre. French media is reporting that 2 suspects have been taken into custody, with 1 detained trying to get on a flight to Algeria. The robbers used a basket lift, you've probably seen this video, to scale the building and steal the Napoleonic-era jewels worth over $100 million. A French criminologist says the suspects are known to police, but the stolen treasure may have already been melted down or cut up.
Oh, wow. Well, coming up on Live at 4, as the season changes and the temperature drops, that means shorter days and less sunlight.
That's right. That leads to a spike in seasonal affective disorder. UW Health psychologist Shyla Murgain is here this afternoon with ways to help fight SAD during the winter months. We'll be right back. We're giving the weather satellite a spin this afternoon. That's a beautiful, serene shot. That looks like it could be up in our Northwoods, but it's actually Lakeville, Pennsylvania. It's 51 degrees and sunny, although the sun's getting ready to set. This glacial valley has been home to humans for over 12,000 years, based on different tools and structures that have been excavated in that area.
I mean, I'd live there. It looks nice.
It's beautiful.
Well, daylight saving time ends this Sunday, so we'll turn the clocks back and gain an hour of sleep.
Yep, but that means the inevitable, the colder winter months are right around the corner, and that can be a trigger for a lot of people who struggle with seasonal affective disorder, or SAD as it's commonly known. UW Health distinguished psychologist Shyla Murgain is back with us today with some ways to fight off the winter blues. Hi, Shyla.
Oh, thanks for having me on such an important topic.
It is an important topic because it is a very real thing. It is a form of depression that affects how many people?
Between 4 to 6% of the population get the official SAD diagnosis, but it impacts 10 to 20% at a lesser rate. And I think here in Wisconsin, being a northern state, I would say the numbers are higher.
Yeah. And what would your advice be for someone? I mean, I would imagine turning to family and friends is a good step.
Absolutely. Think about developing a winter survival kit to really boost your mood and stay connected. It's easy to get isolated when the storms come or even the holidays, so make a plan for getting together with people regularly and reach out. Even a phone call or video calling can make a big difference. Or you could send a card or check in on a neighbor. We don't want to go alone during this time.
Well, and it is hard. You don't see your neighbors now from December until, April. So you have to make an effort to get out and stay connected. And a lot of people use light therapy.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that?
Absolutely, in 2 ways. So this time of year, the sun's rays aren't strong enough, so it can disrupt our natural circadian rhythms. So in the morning, open up the blinds, sit by a window, get as much light as possible. If it's a sunny day, get outside without your sunglasses and take a walk, or just park further away when you're grocery shopping so you get a few more steps in. And for some people, specific light therapy box can be helpful. You want to talk to your doctor about it, but you basically sit in front of it for 30 minutes. It's a full spectrum light with 10,000 lux units of light, and that can mimic the sunlight and give you that boost in your mood.
You mentioned getting more steps in. This time of year, it's easy to just hunker down and be couch bound, but exercise, especially this time of year, is really important.
Yeah, we don't want to be like a bear hibernating in our home. Yeah, think about movement. Maybe take up a winter sport like cross-country skiing or snowshoeing, or join a gym. Or I know people who go into big box stores and they just do a few extra loops. Movement is our goal this time of year.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And this is probably something else you want to talk to your doctor about, but a lot of people I know take a little extra vitamin D because we're not getting it naturally at this time of year.
Yep, so talk to your doctor. Or foods like fish or mushroom contain vitamin D, so you might boost those in your diet.
Is there anything about, keeping your routine that helps? I think if people feel like maybe they're in control or know what to expect, that can be a mood booster.
Absolutely. Think about setting some goals. If something you look forward to or a hobby you want to spend time in. Eating well, we talked about that. Also limit alcohol, and I think some sort of structure with regular bedtime, wake time can help keep those circadian rhythms working well.
This affects more women than men, interestingly enough, and more young people, 18 to 30.
Yep.
How do you you know when it's time to maybe get some professional help?
Thank you. If your mood is so down or you're not interested in things as much as usual and it's causing a lot of distress or it's impairing your life, and certainly if you're having thoughts of hurting yourself, reach out to your doctor. There's so much help available because medication and therapy are really powerful forms of treatment for depression. They work.
Yeah, and it's okay to ask for help. You're not in
don't
this
beat
alone.
yourself up. A lot of people struggle with this as the seasons change.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Charlie, good to
sharing
see you.
those
You look
tips.
so pretty. You match our.
I do. I got the memo that it was a Thanksgiving Halloween theme.
Good to see you.
All right, let's get a look at our first warn forecast. Enjoy that sunshine while you can, Jacob.
Yeah, we actually are going to see those clouds continue to increase over the next couple of days. We'll see a few peaks of sunshine or a few days where we'll see sunny skies. But although we're going to see a decent amount of cloud cover going forward, not seeing any big rainfalls, although we could see some showers tomorrow, later in the day into tomorrow night. And temperatures, for the most part, are going to stay relatively near normal, which at this time of the year is consistently cool. Now, as we take a look at the chance of rain tomorrow, we'll see clouds begin moving into our area tonight, but not going to see any chance of rain tonight. And the chance of rain tomorrow, not only will it mostly be for the afternoon, but it's mostly going to be for far southwest Wisconsin. Notice a lot more rain southwest of Wisconsin entirely across Iowa. Madison and areas to the east and north, very unlikely to see this rainfall, and even southwest Wisconsin may not see it at all. So for the most part, a lot of the area will stay dry through tomorrow and tomorrow night, and then we're not going to see a chance of rain until we get closer to Halloween. And looking at that Halloween rain chance, it's not going to be a lot either. We will see cloudy skies, especially once we get towards trick-or-treating hours. But right now, if there is going to be any rain, it'll be very, very light, and a lot of the region may not see any rain at all. So for the most part, the Halloween forecast not looking too bad because temperatures are going to be close to normal as well. And I say not looking too bad because we have seen some pretty cold Halloweens, and we don't have to look too far back. 2 years ago, the highs were in the 30s. And 6 years ago in 2019, we had 4 inches of snow. So it's not going to be all that bad, all things considered. We will see temperatures starting around 50 for trick-or-treating hours, cooling down into the 40s. Generally cloudy skies with a few light sprinkles here and there. But again, the chance of rain will be very small, and if you do see rain, it will be very, very light. Now, fast forwarding even further to the Packers game, let's take a brief look at that forecast. Not looking ideal in Green Bay for next Sunday. We'll have temperatures in the 40s with a good chance of showers throughout. Obviously, a lot can change between now and then, so we'll continue to update the forecast. But at the very least, the Halloween forecast for southern Wisconsin is going to be not too bad. I feel like that's the best way to describe this forecast because obviously it could be a little bit better, but when you consider the previous Halloweens in recent memory where we've seen some snow, not expecting any snow at this point in time, and I don't expect the forecast to change to the point where we would see some snow. Also want to mention the clocks move back this weekend, and overall the temperatures, as I mentioned, staying very close to normal. The normal highs in the middle to lower 50s, and we're going to be pretty close to that over the next 10 days.
Watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, in South Minneapolis, a true Swiftie is getting major attention for her tribute to Taylor Swift. Miranda Sukup turned her yard into the life of a show ghoul. Ghoul, very creative, a play on the title of Swift's latest album, The Life of a Showgirl. The display is full of skeletons, bedazzled in costumes, haunted versions of Swift's album covers, and even nods to her fiancé, Travis Kelce, and the couple's cats.
They're in their Halloween era. That's really clever. I love seeing how people can do that.
Yeah.
Do you think Taylor and Travis are ever just like, what have we done?
That might be the costume this year.
Yeah, I think so. All right, we'll be right back. Tomorrow on Live at 4, a Madison bar thanks you for being a friend this Halloween. Josh is in the 608 at Beer Rock with a preview of their Golden Girls party. That sounds good to me. And later on News 3 Now at 5, we learn more about allegations of sexual assault by staff at a Madison middle school, why police are warning against the dangers of misinformation online. Thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.